Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be reviewing the Jeep Wagoneer. This thing eats Tahoes for breakfast. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Carl Malone Jeep here in Heber, Utah for giving me some time with this Wagoneer. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. It puts out 420 horsepower and then 486 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So of course, you got the Wagoneer badge front and center, and I actually like the hood design, how it kind of has those raised sections on either side. Fancy headlights here, nice trim on the grille. This is a Series II, so it's got some nicer elements. You can see blacked out at the bottom, and again, more nice trim. And you notice we've got recovery points and a little bit of protection underneath. More aggressive approach angle. This one's got the off-road stuff. Speaking of off-road stuff, 275 by 65 by 18, so 32-inch tall tire. You got silver with a metallic gray there, and decent all-terrain tires. This also has the adjustable suspension. Painted fender flare. Looks like this thing had some fun in the snow. But anyways, you can see the fixed side step there, and then very boxy design overall. And this leads us to the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function, remote start. We got the lowering for the air suspension. That's the opening for the hatch. Wagoneer there on the back. And popping into the rear, you can see there is quite a bit of room behind the third row. This is not an L. The L has even more like a Suburban. Got a 12 volt here. Notice you can fold and raise the third row automatically. For the second row, it's only lowering. Very thick carpeting in here, I will say that. When you're all done, just press this, and that will lower the hatch right back down. Taking a look at the taillights here in the back, pretty cool with the design. And they also have like a fun little sequential function if I can get the key fob pulled out fast enough. There you go. Anyways, that's the rest of the rear. Now this leads us inside where we've got soft touch up top. You can see the trim that goes across, stitching that goes across there as well. That's Windows automatic. Alpine sound system. This is cool. Perforated all down the center. And then we step in here. Legroom's good. A little storage pocket here. Climate zone for the rear. And heated seats, got USBs as well. Captain chairs with this particular one. And then the third row is very spacious. You can easily fit adults back there. They have their own sunroof in the third row. You'll notice they also have some USB ports, and they can adjust the seat and everything there. But yeah, nice flat loading floor, so great legroom. Popping up front, again, got all the nice soft touch trim here. All of our window controls. Notice that they're all automatic. Memory seats, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. Payload on this is 1337. A nice front seat, perforated all down the center. The view here at the bottom will be a little bit better. Power adjustments on the side. All of your light controls here. Notice the pedals are power adjustable too, so is the steering wheel. So taking a look at the steering wheel, nice trim all around. Of course, it says Wagoneer there in the center. Radio controls in the back of the steering wheel. We have our gear limiter. We've got our adaptive cruise control. Controls there for the center digital gauge cluster. Regular stocks here on the back too. Now with the gauge cluster itself, notice you can scroll between the analog and the digital there, which is kind of cool. But you can see basic bits of information here on the car. It's very customizable overall. Now, this one has a lot of screens. So first off, backup camera on the main screen. Passenger screen there off to the side. And then back to the main screen over here, notice little shortcut buttons there for the heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel. Got a little volume control here as well. And then we've got our climate controls, physical buttons for that at the bottom. Pretty quick response time here with it. It does take a second for some of the stuff to load up though. We've got this little cover here below the screen, which covers up the little charging area. And then we've got our auto stop start here, lane departure, stability control, hazard lights, parking sensors, all mode, that's turned on the passenger screen. And then our drive mode select, transmission here. That's for your air suspension to raise and lower it. We do have 4-wheel drive low. Got your off-road cruise control too. Nice trim here on the side. More storage. Big center console, by the way. Cut little window there up top, which is kind of cool. Really nice trim all across the dash with this. We've got the rear view mirror, big panoramic sunroof. And this one is equipped, is around $80,000 roughly. But let's take it out. Well, well, well. Let us set off in the Wagoneer. I actually really like this vehicle. Like, not just a little bit, but a lot of it. And what it comes down to is Jeep doesn't really have a big name in the full-size SUV segment like General Motors does, and even Ford has a decent name in the full-size SUV segment. And so what they're doing is they're offering a lot of value, especially compared to the competition, but not at really more money. They're pretty similar in terms of the overall pricing. What I'll say that I like with this is first the drive. It is so comfortable. It really drives well. The air suspension helps out quite a bit. The engine's nice and smooth. Inline sixes are amazing. I've reviewed cars for years now, and so I've had a chance to drive pretty much every single type of engine. And what I've discovered is that inline sixes are about as smooth as naturally aspirated V8s. The benefit of an inline six turbo over a naturally aspirated V8 is the power, right? It typically is going to have a bit more power than the NA V8, so it's nice that way. But yeah, just super smooth power delivery, pulls all the way to redline. V6s, V6 turbos, like what you'll see in the Ford. It's kind of clunky. Like, look at this. Boom, just rips to redline, smooth gear shift. Now, General Motors has an inline six diesel, which is very appealing. Only downside is you have to do long commutes all the time, or else you have issues with the DEF system. Filters get clogged, everything. And then actually, we'll keep going up here. And then the other issue that I would say is with the V8s, they have tons of engine failure with those V8s. The 6.2 is a very smooth engine. I like the performance of that pretty much as I like this. Just don't like the fact that the engines are failing. Now, is this engine any more reliable? Time will tell. There have been some issues with the high output from what I've seen. This lower output, it seems like it's been a bit better. But again, time will tell on that. So overall, I think this is a really fun vehicle for a full-size SUV. It's got great power. It's smooth. It's super capable, right? I mean, I don't think anyone's going to be taking this to Moab anytime soon, but this is as capable, and actually I would say more capable than a Tahoe Z71, because Jeep just has a better four-wheel drive system than what General Motors has. I've experienced several GM products off-road, and I've experienced Jeeps off-road too. And what it kind of looks like practically is, with General Motors, you got to use a locker in certain situations that a Jeep can get through without any sort of locking differential. And it's because the traction control systems are just a bit more advanced with Jeep. General Motors has kind of given up on the off-road game for quite some time. Their off-roaders are really the most fake, let's put it bluntly, in the market, right? They're basically just, it does have low range, does have all-terrain tires, but they're pretty much just giving you some decals and some off-road looking stuff. But I don't know. I don't really take them too seriously. Outside of the ZR2s are actually good, but they also have to have locking diffs for them to be able to do crazy stuff. So let me know what you guys think about the Wagoneer here, but I think it's really solid. It's underrated in the segment, but yeah, Jeep's got an uphill battle against them with a lot of things that they're dealing with right now.